Thursday night. We're here with you. Hello, hello.
There's no place we'd rather be.
There isn't. No
Isn't
place
it?
I'd rather be. Come on up, Selah. Come on. Come on. Say hello to the folks.
Selah's ready to say
No
hi.
trick today. No trick today because we haven't practiced it. So
No.
I just think
Of
it'll
course,
be.
maybe now she's ready to
try.
do
You
it.
try it. You give her a high five.
Give me a high five.
Selah.
Selah, high five. Yeah, she's not stable there.
She's
Can you
stable.
give me five?
Sit down. Sit.
Give me five.
There
Good
you go.
girl. Good girl. She's so smart.
It just works better from your angle, right?
Yeah. Give me a treat now. I did all that hard work.
Yeah, that was hard work. So it's sports trivia. We're just going straight to sports trivia. Last week we had an interview with Rob. This week we're just gonna sport it up. So do you know your sports trivia? Are you a sports expert?
No. But I have a feeling that between all of us out here, we're gonna just rock this one. Yeah.
We have determined over the last few weeks that I have no idea whether the quiz is easy, hard, or medium, and so I'm not going to weigh in on my opinion of that.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
we'll just see how it goes. It'll just go however it goes.
Well, I
But,
need your help.
But I've got 15 sports questions.
Oh,
They're
okay.
just general sports questions from all sorts of different sports. Tried
We
to
should
include
be
lots
able
of
to do
variety, and the idea is to make them a little bit interesting. So I tried to keep them, something that if you don't know, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in knowing that.
Yeah.
So
I always learn something. I mean, that's
this show is just about if we do nothing else, we edumacate.
educate. We sure do. We educate.
We're gonna give you some education, but you didn't come for our banter.
No.
You came for the sports trivia. So here we go. Sports trivia, away we go.
All right.
Let's see. So the very first question is just an example question. We always start off with an example. So here you go. In professional basketball, how high is the basketball hoop from the ground? Professional basketball, how high is the basketball hoop from the ground? 8 feet. Or is it 3 meters? Or is it 10 feet? Or is it 4 meters?
Well, are you talking about the basketball hoop? You mean the actual ring that the ball goes
That
through,
the ball
not
goes
the
through,
net?
yeah. How high is the metal? How high is that piece of metal? That ring metal.
Okay.
It, by the way, is 18 inches.
I knew that.
across,
I knew the 18.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
should have
18
asked
inches
that
across.
question.
Yeah, of course, everyone knows that one.
which is about 2 basketballs. I think a basketball must be about 9 inches.
Hmm.
Just to be able to put 2 basketballs down through
At the same
a
time.
hoop at the same time. It seems it's bigger than it seems.
Kathy is ringing. She's saying C, and David's saying C. 10 feet.
Just thinks it. So what's your? Where would you go with that answer?
I originally, when you put that up, I was thinking 8 feet, but then I thought about the basketball players who are all so tall.
Yeah.
That 8 feet would be too easy. So I agree, 10 feet.
Yeah, there's some basketball players who are 8 feet, but do you think it would be in feet and not in meters?
Yes. Why do I think that?
Yeah, because the rest of the world uses meters, but everybody's going with C and everybody's right.
There you go.
It's number 10. All right, see how easy the game is?
Simple.
Nothing to it.
Simple.
Nothing to
It's
it.
because we got smart people out
Yeah,
there.
as long as
Yeah,
you got smart fellows watching, that's all good.
you're right.
Here we go.
Okay.
This question was sent in by a viewer, one of our participants.
Oh, okay.
Here it is. What was the name of the first professional baseball club in the United States? What was the name of the first professional baseball club in the United States? It's one of these 4.
Okay.
Was it the Cincinnati Red Stockings? Was it the Hartford Dark Blues? Was it the Louisville Grays? Or it was the Mutual of New York? Which one of those?
Okay, Mutual of New York.
Which one of those?
That's an insurance company. So let's just agree to rule out.
I think you're talking about Mutual of Omaha, but
I
okay.
know, but Mutual of New York is the same as Mutual. Kathy says A. Joel says A. David says A. We've got a lot of A's. Cincinnati Reds.
Everybody thinks it all started in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's a strange thought.
Well, it's not so strange because it's mid-America. If we build it, they will come.
Well, as it turns out, all 4 of those are actual teams.
Mutual of New York
You
was
bet
an
they
actual
are. That's the New York. That's the name of the New
I
New
did
York
not
team.
know
But
that.
it was the Cincinnati Red Stockings. And the Cincinnati Red Stockings, they were radical.
Why were they radical?
They came out with these knee-high stockings that they wore, and that was a big deal. They had these pants, and they had this radical clothing thing that they did, and they came out with red knee-high stockings, and that actually led to all the other stockings.
Really?
Yeah.
So they started the trend.
They were the original red stockings.
The red stockings started,
which we now call the Red Sox, right? There still was a Red Sox team.
Well, there's a white. There was a white
Cincinnati.
stocking.
Yeah.
I remember. Wasn't it Chicago white stockings?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not as behind the 8 ball as I thought I was.
Exactly. See how easy? All right, let's keep going. Question number 2. Now, I'm just giving you a little bit of information here, so don't worry too much. The question's easier than in 393 AD, the Roman Emperor Theodosius the First, who was a Christian, abolished the Olympic Games as part of his efforts to suppress paganism in the Roman Empire. So he ended them in 393. Now, we think they were probably running for like 700 years at that point. They'd been going for quite some time, every 4 years. The question is, how long ago were the Olympics resumed? So how long ago? It's not 1,000 years. It's not 1,500 years. It's one of these numbers on the screen. So it was either 125 years ago, 101 years ago, 85 years ago, or 65 years ago. When were the Olympic Games resumed? When were they brought back? It was a Frenchman who proposed it.
We have an A and a B. I think it's A.
125 years. So 125 years ago would have been. Let me do my math here. 1896. 1896. 101 years ago would have been 1920. So 85 years. I won't do the math. I'll let you all do the math.
Kathy's saying B too. She's agreeing with David.
So so the group's sort of going with B, but you're going counter to the group.
Yeah. Yep.
You think it's
I think it's A.
You think it's A. And you think right. You think right. The modern Olympics were first held in Athens in 1896. 1896. They actually proposed a couple years before that. They had to prepare for it for a couple years. This is sort of interesting. 280 participants from 13 nations competed. Let me blow this up so you can some possibility of even seeing what those words say. 180 participants from 13 nations competed in 43 events. They were track and field, swimming, gymnastics, cycling, wrestling, weightlifting, fencing, shooting, and tennis. Lots of events, even in the very beginning. All the competitors were men at that point. It was later that they added women. A few of the entrants were tourists who just sort of came along while the games
they just happened to stumble on the field.
And they let them sign up for it to be a part of it. I don't have any information if any of the tourists won any medals.
Is it cheating if I remember from a commercial from this year's Olympics that they were saying 120 years?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It's a nice round number.
It is. So that's what triggered my memory.
Yeah, there you go. That's not cheating. That's the idea. Okay. Here's a Canadian question. How Canadian sports-minded are you?
I'm very Canadian sports-minded.
All right. The question is, in 1994, the national sport of Canada was changed by Parliament to be 2 sports. So they had 1 sport. They changed it to 2 sports. But before that, starting in 1859, so from 1859 to 1994, what was Canada's national sport?
Their only national sport?
What was their... Well, it was their national sport. They only had 1. Then they changed it. Today, if you ask that question, there's 2. Was it curling? Was it hockey? Was it lacrosse? Or was it baseball? What was their national sport for all those years, 1859 to 1994?
Well, we need our Canadians to weigh in.
Is that one you think you can...
We've got several people saying B, hockey.
Is that one you think you can look at? A lot of B's?
Yeah.
Yeah, hockey. Everybody knows hockey. But all these sports are sort of big in Canada.
I was leaning towards lacrosse.
I don't know if curling began in Canada or not, but it's a big sport there even today.
Yeah.
I have a friend that just started playing curling.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you an interesting thing about curling. The curling, the ice is not the ice that you ice skate on.
What?
Like it's ice,
Uh-huh.
but you wouldn't ice skate on a curling track because what they do is after they make the ice, then they sprinkle droplets on it, and so it's got little beads, little bumps, nibs of ice on top of it, and that's made so that the I forget what it's called, but the curling shuttle that actually has like sort of rolls over these ice pebbles that are
sort of
sprinkled.
like Dippin'
So you wouldn't want to
Dots.
skate on it. Yeah, you wouldn't want to skate on it. Is my point.
Okay.
Curling, but hockey they got smooth ice. They put the water down right before you, and you're smooth as
they get out the
smooth as
Zamboni
glass.
and
Lacrosse involves no ice. Baseball, hopefully not. Okay.
Yeah.
I still
Which
have
is
that.
it?
Still have that screen up. So what? Oh no, I had us. So what's the
consensus?
answer?
Everybody says hockey.
Everybody knows Canada hockey, of course. Oops.
See,
nope.
I was leaning.
It was lacrosse. It was lacrosse. Then that's the change they made. In 1994, Parliament had to meet, and they made the national winter sport hockey and the national summer sport lacrosse. They couldn't leave hockey.
Listen, lacrosse, both lacrosse and hockey are more, what do I want to say, contact sports than you would think.
Pretty tough sports.
Lacrosse, yeah. My granddaughter played lacrosse, and I was scared to death she was going to get.
Until I did this quiz, I would not have thought of lacrosse in Canada. I just am ignorant that way. So the answer is actually C. You got it right. Against the trend and everything.
I know.
Wow. I'm impressed with you.
I'm impressed with myself. That's it. I better stop. You could tell I'm impressed.
All right, here it goes.
Okay.
A sporting event is held every year on Memorial Day. Every year. Every year. When you turn on the television on Memorial Day, every year they're advertising the same sporting event. What is it? Is it mixed martial arts lightweight championship? Is it the baseball all-star weekend game? Is it the Indianapolis 500 car race? Or is it the Belmont Stakes horse racing? Every year, one of those events is occurring.
We know this. We got this. I'm looking to see if somebody's putting something down. We have one Indianapolis 500 car race so
far. Is the person from Indianapolis by chance?
Close by.
You'd hope that somebody would have some experience with the sport that they're recommending.
Illinois. It's close to Indiana. Kristen says Indianapolis 500.
Oh. You ever been to the Indianapolis 500?
No, I have. I wish I had some interest in car racing, but
I went to the Daytona 500.
Go round and round and round, and the smell of all that exhaust.
It was worth going to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what people
when that pack of cars comes by, you can like sense the power. Like it's like it's just this crazy. And in where did I say I went? Daytona. In Daytona. It's Daytona. It originally was just on the sand. Daytona has a real hard sand beach, and it's still right next to it's right next to the water. So after the cars go flying by and you feel the power of them going by, then the sand hits you in the face.
Oh no!
It just pelts you every time they go around.
I can see
they only go around 500 times.
So you got to keep turning your head so you don't get uneven sand tilting.
So those of you who were guessing, of course, it's the Indianapolis 500 car race. If you want to go there, just plan on Memorial Day. You don't have to look it up.
And we have people who are responding, and I'm not putting your answers up because they're not coming up on my device.
Yep.
So
we're not for some reason
a little bit of a glitch with that.
Technical. It has to do with the event. Facebook again changed the way that we communicate on there, and somehow it glitched it up. I had trouble getting the show started. I don't know if you know, but we started 5 or 6 minutes.
But both Kathy and Kristen said C too. So.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Good job.
Indianapolis. You didn't know that. You lived right near.
I didn't know
Memorial Day. That's the time to go there.
I should know that because a lot of people know.
All right. What do you call it when a player makes 3 back-to-back strikes in bowling? Is it a triple X? Is it a triple smash? Is it a tri-frame, or is it a turkey? When I was in high school, we used to call things turkey. That was not a good term.
Well,
Triple X.
It's not a
Triple X.
triple X.
That's a movie.
I don't know about such things.
Could it possibly be a bowling term too?
No.
It's a really good video on bowling. Inside a bowling ball is this core that's not round.
Yeah.
It's misshapen, and different bowling balls have different shapes, and they affect the way that the ball rolls. A bowling ball is not designed to roll. It's designed to be lopsided. It's designed to roll in a lopsided way. So, like, have you ever heard a bowling ball? It sort of like goes, ooh, 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 like you can hear it rolling.
Yeah.
That's because it's not just going zzz. It actually is.
Not zzz. Okay.
Yeah, it's not just but it's sort of rumbling.
Yeah.
Because it's not rolling. And I'll just give you the quick, and that's because there's oil on the lane, and when the ball rumbles around like this, the oil gets in different parts of the ball so that it doesn't make the ball all slippery everywhere. It sort of spreads the oil so that the ball carries more traction.
More involved game than I realized.
What I learned this day.
So we've got 3 turkeys.
Triple. Yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows a bowling.
Joel says it's turkey. I want to know the origin of that.
Yeah. I don't know the origin of that. That would have been a good one for me to look up because I wanted that myself for a future show.
Yeah.
But it is turkey indeed.
Good job, guys.
Turkey for Thanksgiving. Okay. Someone will have to look it up. Maybe somebody can look it up and inform us.
By powers of deduction, I think I would have come up with it.
Okay, here's the next one. In 1894, the standard basketball was changed to a ball that's roughly the same as the ball we use today. Before 1894, they were still playing basketball. The basketball games were played with what sort of ball? Not the one that we're used to. Is it a soccer ball? Is it a dodgeball? Is it a hay bound with twine ball? Or is it a linen rag wrapped tightly with string ball? What ball was the original basketball? You know, they actually used a basket. Made it very inconvenient because every time you shot a shot,
you had to go get it.
You'd have to go up and get it out of the basket. Have to take down the basket. Then somebody said, "I have an idea. Let's cut a hole in the basket
and make a little thing so it runs back."
Good idea.
We have some. David's weighing in with a soccer ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with David. I think it's soccer ball.
Not a hay bound with twine ball or a linen rag wrapped tightly with string ball.
Linen's spelled wrong.
Oh, is it?
L-I-N. Yeah. But you're talking about linen, like the fabric.
Yeah. How do you spell linen?
L-I-N-E.
Oh.
Okay. So.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Why is it? We are all human beings. We all.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have another A. Oh, thank you. So, soccer ball. How big is a dodgeball?
I don't know.
I mean, is a dodgeball bigger than a soccer ball or littler than a soccer ball? Because I'm trying to. No, Ian.
What are you talking about?
You go. Oh, nothing. You had it right all along.
I did have it right all along. I'm not sure what you're even referring to back there.
Oh my! Well, the consensus is A, soccer ball.
A. Well, let's see what it actually is.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a soccer ball. You know, the oldest ball ever found was made out of linen rags wrapped tightly with string.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Found in Rome, 300 AD.
Okay. That's a long time ago.
They think there were balls actually before that, but you don't find a lot of linen.
No.
That's 2,000 years old.
You sure don't. It disintegrates.
Yeah. So anyway, yep, you were right. Soccer ball. They just use a soccer ball. Soccer ball's been around a long time.
Why is that? Did they play soccer before they played basketball?
Yeah. Yeah, soccer's an old sport.
I didn't realize that.
And apparently lacrosse is too. Okay, a dartboard. Now we're on to the sport of darts.
Darts.
You play a lot of darts?
I have played Yes, I used to play darts when I was younger, as
There
a
you go.
kid.
There you go. So you'll know these.
Yeah, right.
A
Okay.
dartboard is made up of 20 pie slice shaped sections. You know how that is.
Yeah.
It's a circle. It's got pie slices
Right.
all in it.
Uh-huh.
And there's 20 of them, which is how they do scoring, numbered 1 through 20 for scoring. What number section is immediately to the right of the 20 section? So you have the 20 section that you're trying to throw your dart into, because that's the highest score on the... What's right next to it? Is it 19? Is it 10? Is it 11? Or is it 1?
Oh, my.
What's the scoring?
The right.
Yeah, to the right, immediately next to it.
Oh, my.
Question. Anybody play darts? That's a pretty obscure one, but if you play darts, I think you would know. I think you would obviously know this.
You got a couple people saying,
because you're throwing at the
D.
20, and the one next to it, you're thinking, oh, there's some strategies to darts. So if you're going to miss, where do you miss?
I think it's 19.
And so that's the question, sort of on the...
But Kathy's saying D also. A
lot of people are saying D, which is 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 19, but I don't know.
Let's see.
It's 5. What? Really? It's 1.
It's 1 to the right and 5 to the left. 1 to the right and 5 to the left. Some people say to throw for the 17, because down there you've got 19, 17, and 15 all clustered together, all good scores. Sense. And if you're not a professional.
Well, when I was a kid and I was playing darts, we didn't have such a thing as a dartboard. We just threw them at each other.
Oh, there you go. So that's what it means. They hit it on the nose.
There you go.
Oh my.
Oh, Kathy even has her own dart.
Yeah.
She didn't go and...
So she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weighted darts. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. No, we really did throw them. It's a wonder. We all survived a childhood.
Okay, let's move on. We've got 20 of these. We're only on number 8. Oh no, we've got 15 of them. We're only number 8. So we're only halfway through. A lot of early baseball teams used nicknames based on the colors of their knee-height stockings. We mentioned that before. Which of the following was not a stocking color?
Oh, no.
Which was not a stocking color? Red stockings, green stockings, yellow stockings, or brown stockings? I think we've already determined red stockings.
Right, so that makes it even easier. We only have 3 to choose.
So green stockings, yellow stockings, or brown stockings. 2 of those are colors, and are actual colors of teams. One of them is not. You know what? The green stocking.
Really?
No, I'm asking. I'm just trying it out for you.
Oh.
How's that sound to you?
Cincinnati green stocking.
Yeah.
No.
The Cincinnati yellow stocking. The Cincinnati brown stocking.
I think I've heard of brown.
Isn't that what color stockings are? Brown.
No.
I thought that's what color socks were, brown.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe all your socks are brown, or you're colorblind, one of the two.
I know there's some variety, but that's the main color. If you go into the sports store and you pick up a pair of stockings, they're either going to be white or brown. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just I don't wash them. Okay.
Okay, we've got a B and a D.
B and a D.
And another B.
B and a D. B and a D.
Green stockings.
Here's the answer. No, it's surprising. Turns out the New York Mutuals had green stockings, and St. Louis had brown stockings. Maybe that's why you heard it.
I recognize. But I have never heard it.
But there's no such thing as the yellow stockings.
I'm going to have to look up the New York Mutuals. I don't.
They were one of the original 8 teams in baseball, the New York Mutuals. Huh. They were one of the original clubs.
I'm really learning some sports trivia.
All right, our YouTube. I see our YouTube stream glitching a little bit at the moment. So hang on there, YouTube. We're not going to leave you. Hopefully the stream will be okay. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
We didn't do so well on that one. B and D. Nobody got C.
Nope.
Yellow. It seems like a color that would be there. Okay, this is a golf question. The dimples on a golf ball give it traction on the terrain and help it fly further. How many dimples does an average golf ball have? So you've seen a golf ball. You could just estimate. Is it 280, 336, 455, or 2048? How many are there? How many are there? You take a guess. It's definitely not less than 280.
Okay.
It's at least 280. One of those is right. 3 of those are not. How many dimples? How many dimples on a ball? David says B.
Uh-huh.
He's counted them. Do you think he's actually? I guess you take like a magic marker. You just like write 1, 2, 3. How would you keep track of it if you were going to count?
I don't know.
Let's do that on the next show. Let's count.
That would be riveting to watch us fill in the dimples on golf balls. But okay.
Okay, you ready?
Exactly. We've got B's.
A lot of B's,
C.
huh?
No, we had a B then a C.
Well, the B's have it.
Okay.
It is indeed. I mean, the yellow stockings would be appropriate for B's, but in this case, the 336 is B.
Okay. Well, that's a great, guys.
There's 336, not 2,048. I counted them.
Every golf ball
has 336. Yeah, it actually is an aerodynamic issue. It helps the golf ball fly.
There's something out there that says a regulation golf ball has 336
yes, there
dimples.
is. Yes, there is. And there's some dude with a drill putting little dimples in 336 of them in every ball. Just imagine how long it takes.
A long time. All right, Michael Jordan.
All right, here's the question.
Okay.
This is a very little known trivia question. Probably don't know the answer. I don't know whether you do or not. But so I'm thinking you're probably going to guess at this one. But here's the question: when Michael Jordan played high school basketball, a lot of people know about Michael Jordan playing basketball. In fact, he was cut from his team when he was young. He worked real hard and came back. But he was given a nickname. He got really good in high school. He was given a nickname. The question is, what was his nickname? Was his nickname Magic, naming him after Magic Johnson? Or was it Dr. J, naming him after the Philadelphia 76ers, Dr. J, Julius Erving? Or was it Wilt, after the great Wilt Chamberlain? Or did they call him Life, after the kid who ate Life cereal?
I like that answer.
Which is it? Did they call him Magic, Dr. J, Wilt, or Life? What was Michael Jordan's? I've never heard anybody call him anything but Jordan. Maybe Michael. I suppose Mike.
I think we have one D. I think it's D because it just. I'm trying to think how old Michael Jordan is. And when that Life cereal
ad was, that's an old ad, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of people today probably don't even know about it. They give the Life cereal to somebody named
Mikey.
Oh, they say Mikey. Yeah. Here, Mikey. He won't eat it.
Give it to Mikey.
Give it to Mikey. Mikey won't eat anything. And then he eats it. They go, he likes it. Hey, Mikey.
It's amazing you remember that commercial. Okay, we've got.
I just bringing everybody up to date.
We have 2 Ds.
Kristen doesn't know that commercial. I'll bet. You can look it up. Look up the Life cereal Mikey commercial.
Life. Okay, I'm sticking with Life.
You're going with Life. A lot of people going with Life.
Yeah, the consensus is Life.
Unfortunately, that was one that I made up.
I like that.
No,
one.
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah,
Magic
they named him
Johnson.
after Magic Johnson. They thought Magic Johnson was the great player of the time, and they said, "Man, you're Magic."
I don't watch that much basketball, so it feels like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan were contemporaries.
Nope.
So
I think they might have played. I think they might have overlapped a little bit, but Magic Johnson was definitely before.
I was going with something else because the whole contemporary.
Yep. All of them were before. Everybody on that list, including Mikey. Next question.
All right, number 11.
How big is a standard size Olympic swimming pool in meters? How big is it? Is it 50 meters long by 50 meters wide? Is it 100 meters long and there's no standard width? Is it 50 meters long by 25 meters wide? Same as the first one, just different width. Or is it any multiple of 25 meters? Can it be any multiple of 25? Standard Olympic pool. What is a standard size? If you're going to call it an Olympic pool,
yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have a 25
it has to
meter
be
Olympic
one of
pool.
these. Well, the question is, can you have a 25 meter Olympic pool?
I
You
don't
do the
think
100
so.
meter dash. You do the 100 meters. You have to just do 4 lengths.
Go back and forth. Well, I suppose.
The question is, what's the standard? The standard is the standard, as we like to say here in Pittsburgh. So what is the standard size? David goes with 11C, the 50 meter long by 25 meters wide.
I was going to say
25 meters. Let's think about that when you look at a pool on. You think it's 100 meters long?
Yeah. But now you've got me questioning myself because you're saying they do go back and forth.
Well, of course they do. There's long swimming races.
So are there any 200 meter swimming races?
Yeah, there are. I think there's like 2,000 even. There's all sorts of them.
I don't know. I'm just confessed about my ignorance.
How big does it have to be?
We have 2 C's. Maybe 3 C's.
Yeah, that's the answer. It has to. If it's going to be an Olympic pool, it's got to be 50 meters long. It's got to be 25 meters wide. That's it.
Huh.
It has to be the same. It has to be the same depth as well. Can't change depth. The pool that I was in high school, it was, I think, it was probably 25 meters, but it changed depth, so the pool would slow down when you get into the heavy side. Let's do number 12. Okay. Another sort of obscure piece of trivia. What NFL team was originally called the New York Titans? The New York Titans. I should have put the Tennessee Titans as one of the options, but I didn't.
Okay.
Is it the New York Jets? Is it the New York Giants? Is it the Philadelphia Eagles? Is it the Washington football team? Which one was originally the New York Titans?
We should
Anybody
have
know
lots
that trivia?
of people who know this. I have never heard of the New York Titans.
Yeah, me either.
So I have no idea.
But they were an early football team. We're not going to spend too much time on this one.
Okay, we have an A.
Look at that. Hopped right in on the answers. We won't spend too much time. Give you another couple seconds. But the answer is A, the New York Jets. They were originally called the New York Titans. Changed the name to the Jets. When you're a Jet, you're a Jet.
What?
That's a song.
Oh.
From your first cigarettes from... It's a musical.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. Which of the following is not true? I could have made this into 4 questions. I decided to make it into 1. Which of the following is not true? Downhill skiers experience greater G-forces than a shuttle astronaut during takeoff. That's okay. Downhill skiers experience greater G-forces than a shuttle astronaut during takeoff. Is that true or not? Major League Baseball umpires are required to wear black underwear in case they split their pants. Is that true or not? Kite flying is a professional sport in Thailand. A professional sport. D. The home NFL team must provide 50 footballs for each game. One of those is not true. The other 3 are true. Your job is to figure out which one of those is not true. Which one of those just seems too ridiculous to be true?
Well, we have a D.
I guess it doesn't have to seem too ridiculous. Just be a little ridiculous.
A little ridiculous.
This has to not be true. That's the bottom line. What'd you say?
We have a D and an A.
A D and an A. A D and an A. Yeah. Kathy says downhill skiers greater G forces. Right?
No.
Linda said that.
Linda
said that. David says home NFL team with 50 footballs. 50 footballs. That's too many.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I don't know what he's saying.
I'm
just trying to put words in your mouth. I don't know if it's true.
We have another A. Joel's saying A.
Another A. Downhill skiers. Yeah. See, it just seems hard to believe.
It does.
Let's see what the answer is. The answer is
no.
The answer is the home NFL team must provide 50 footballs for each game. That is not true, but they do have to provide 36.
Amazing.
36 footballs. David got that one right. Downhill skiers, the shuttle takeoff G-forces. Okay, just to give you a little information.
Okay.
The shuttle could not exceed 3 Gs because of the frailty of the shuttle's wing.
Oh.
So the cosmonauts, they have higher than that. So the key to this question was the shuttle astronauts. But the shuttle couldn't go above 3 Gs. Now 3 Gs is pretty serious. But anyway, a downhill skier can experience as much as 3.5 Gs. And
Wow.
people start to black out when you get to 4 Gs.
So if skiers just
4 to 6 Gs, you're going to probably pass out somewhere in that range, 4 to 6. So 3.5, they skate right up to the blackout side. They probably come close to browning out almost.
That's frightening.
So there's a whole bunch of statistics that came from Popular Mechanics. There's a whole bunch of statistics about how fast they're going and the angle that they're skiing at.
I just wonder more people don't get killed downhill skiing.
Yeah. Just a little piece of trivia: a skier who runs into a tree is 139 Gs.
Isn't that how Sonny Bono died?
Is it?
I don't want to think about it, but yeah,
it might be.
I was going to go with
139 Gs. That's quite a bit.
I was going to go with the black underwear because who wants to see
nope
white underwear coming out?
Well, that's true. They're all true.
Oh, there you go.
The black underwear is true. Yeah. The one that's not true is that
kite
the NFL
flying
kite flying is a
professional sport.
Professional sport. If you want to make money flying kites,
go
gotta
to
go
Thailand.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the only country.
So when you buy a kite, you should probably buy one made in Thailand because they would be
expensive.
I don't know if they'd be expensive, but they've got a lot of experience.
Yeah, they're professional grade kites.
Yeah. Professional grade kites. Okay.
All right. I have one last question.
Oh, we had 15.
I don't know. Maybe there are. I think there's a 14.
Okay.
Maybe there's.
All right.
You may not know that on the Apollo 14 mission, question number 14, Apollo 14.
Oh, good.
In 1971, Edgar Mitchell threw a javelin on the moon. You probably didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
You always hear about sports on the moon, but you didn't know that Edgar Mitchell. That was my original question. I decided, nobody would know that. So
you made it a little simpler.
But at the same time, another astronaut was playing another sport. So there's been multiple sports played on the moon. That's the point. That's the point. What was the other one? Was it shot putting a moon rock?
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that he threw the javelin, but it really was a instrument, a metal stick that they were using as an instrument. But he used it as a javelin.
Is there no gravity? Does it still going around?
There's gravity. No, there's gravity. It's just less than. It's negative G. So did they shot put a moon rock? Was that what the other person was doing? Were they hitting a golf ball? You maybe have heard of that, right? But was that when it was? Was it Apollo 14?
I see.
Was somebody pitching a baseball while he was throwing a javelin? Or did somebody run a marathon?
In their moon boots?
Yeah. That's the question. What was the other sport when Edgar Mitchell on Apollo 14?
Yeah, we have a B.
A B. Hit a golf ball.
Which it's kind of that the B response is coming from a history teacher. So a lot's weighing on this with response.
Oh, wow.
All of his students is going to know that he doesn't know.
How about that? That'd be great if I was able to craft a question in such a way.
You probably did.
I would. Would I do such a thing?
Yes, because you just pointed out it's the Apollo 14, and when was it? And, so I think I'm thinking on the first moon landing it was B, but now it's.
What are you going with?
I'm going with C. Pitch to baseball.
Yeah, you think there were lots of sports played on the moon?
Yeah. Isn't that that's?
Of course. That was Alan Shepard's famous golf ball hit.
Okay.
He used a folding club. He told NASA that he was going to do it.
Mhm.
That's why the other guy decided he was going to do a javelin.
Yeah.
No, but
not to
everybody
be
ignored his
outdone.
javelin throw. He threw probably the world's longest. Well, he definitely threw the world's longest javelin throw on the moon.
Because it was the only javelin throw on the moon.
But Alan Shepard got all for playing golf. They were just up there playing around.
Well, how much fun is that? Well, that's good to know.
It was like the last thing they did, by the way.
And then they loaded up.
They were like, because they were being a little aggressive and they were just playing around. So if something happened, like the suit got torn or something, then they were just going to run into the. They were just going to run in and launch off.
I see.
It was the very last thing. They didn't risk the mission by it. And then some other dude went to the moon. This is one of my favorite jokes. Some other dude went to the moon and he never got to walk. He had to stay in case there was a problem. He was the non-moon walker.
All the way up there.
And nobody even knows who he is. So this is what Joe Rogan always says. Joe Rogan always says, can you imagine a guy that flew to the moon and he goes to a party and says his name and everybody's like, oh, who are you? And he's like, I was on the moon. Like, what do you have to do to get attention at this party?
You have to get out and play a sport.
You have to hit a golf ball or throw a javelin. But nobody knew the javelin thrower either.
Okay, well.
Let's see if there's another question.
All right. There's another question.
There is.
Oh, well, there you
There's
go.
another question. It's a soccer question.
Oh, good.
You big on soccer?
Yeah.
Biggest sport in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So we better have a soccer question.
But I don't know who Edson Arantes is.
Yeah. So there's a soccer player. His name is Edson Arantes do Nascimento. But he's better known by another name. Is he better known as Pele or Messi or Papa Diop or Ronaldo? Who is Edson Arantes do Nascimento? That's a question.
Well,
if you're a soccer fan, you're going to know this one. Do you know the four names?
I know Pele, Messi, and Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know Papa Diop.
Well, you better get to know Papa. Papa Bada. He has a middle name, too. Papa somebody Diop.
I should know him,
Papa
obviously,
B.
because somebody's saying that that's Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
Mm-hmm. You think the Papa Diop sounds like a...
It sounds like
Italian.
a 50s song that you hear on your old record player.
Bop Diop Diop.
I think it's Messi.
Everybody knows the answer to this one. The answer, of course, is...
Pele.
Pele, the most famous to Americans. Pele is the great, knowledgeable American. Because one of the things, Pele played in the United States. So everybody in the United States knows who Pele is, but hardly anybody knows his real name.
His real name. How do you get Pele out of that?
I don't know. I don't know what Pele stands for or what it means.
Well, that was a good one. I've learned a lot tonight.
Yeah, but now you'll know.
Yeah, now I'll know.
Except you won't remember what Pele's real name is. That might be why nobody knows it.
Maybe I'll remember.
Edson?
Yeah, Edson.
There you go. So if you ever meet him, just say, hey, Edson.
Yeah, I'll just run right
He'll
up
think,
to Pele and say,
man, you are a
Edson.
soccer fan.
So did you know my mom?
Can't get over that. You are quite a fan of soccer.
That's right.
That is crazy good. All right, well, that's the end of our game. How'd you do?
Oh, okay. I did pretty well, actually. I thought I would do a lot worse.
I was following David there. He did pretty well.
David knows his stuff. Yeah.
David knocked him down. A lot of people knocked him down, actually.
Yeah.
Hardly
I
missed
thought
any.
we were going to trick some people, or not trick, stumps. We didn't really stump anyone.
No, couldn't even with the Alan Shepard
I know.
folding golf
I
club.
thought you led me down that path.
Mhm.
I thought you were trying to trick
I was just trying to get you off the trail a little bit. That was too easy otherwise.
I wanted to say golf club, but I got it wrong.
All right, Ida, let's move to your saying of the week. We haven't checked it. Hopefully I've got the right one. Is that the one?
That's the one.
Good. You're on.
Okay. Well, this one I thought, because we're talking about sports, I thought this one might be apropos. It's apropos for very many things. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because its trust is not on the branch but on its own wings. Always believe in yourself. I think with anything you try to accomplish, sports, any goal. Believing in yourself is so important. Trust yourself.
That's maybe why I get nervous up in a tree, because I don't have wings. I am trusting the branch.
Well,
so it's true.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some ability to make it go. Trust in yourself. Lots of people need that advice.
I think so too.
Some people don't. Some people can trust less. I don't know if I'm talking to you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Let's do the joke of the week. Get me out of this. Get me out of this predicament that I'm in.
Really?
Joke of the week.
Oh no.
John Zolko.
Good old John.
Yep. John said, "Hey, can't be there tonight. No, you're doing a sports trivia question. I got a sports one. Did you know Cinderella was no good at lacrosse?"
No, I did not know that.
No, John's the one that told me. I didn't know either. Well, John told me she was no good at lacrosse. Wonder why?
Why?
Probably because she ran away from the ball. That'll do you in.
I get it. Well, yeah. Well, if you try to make excuses,
look at John in his climbing gear.
Yeah. Well, the reason I chose him for our doing our joke of the week is he's always doing something sporty, climbing, riding bikes.
You can see all those carabiners. He's got his harness on. He's just come up a mountain there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wonder where that is. You know. Yep. Nice one, John. Like your Cinderella joke too.
Yeah, good job. We love Cinderella.
I didn't even know. I mean, who knew lacrosse? I wonder if Cinderella was from Canada.
Probably.
National sport, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say? Anybody have anything on their mind? This is the time in the show when we like to just shout out, do whatever you've got going on. Hunters are in trees. There goes Rob the hunter. Last week, Rob told us about they had a Scotty up in a tree.
Oh yeah, his camper.
Scotty camper elevated up a tree. You can look at last week's show if you want to know more about that. So something I want to say is next Wednesday. I think we're going to do a show Thursday, but we may do a show Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh boy, double your pleasure.
Yeah. The Wednesday show, though, is going to be at a new location.
It's some exciting news.
Yeah. So we're working on a project. I think we've said it before, have we? We've been wanting to do not just a live show, but we've also wanted to do a show where we allow people to come in person as well.
Right, have a live audience.
So you could have a live audience at the live show. So we would still have our regular viewers and be participating. Probably there'd be some changes to that show. But next week, we are going to broadcast from that location, from one of those locations that we're going to do that. We're thinking about doing it maybe even in multiple places. But next week, we're going to do it from what we call the Pitcairn Library next Wednesday at 8. So look for a show at 8. It'll just be our regular show. Nothing. There won't be a live audience. There may be a person or two there, but I'm actually sort of discouraging that next week. I really don't want an audience. I just want to see if all the technology will work in that building. So it could be we get down there and it doesn't work, or we come across some glitch that we didn't think of, and then the show won't go off. So you won't miss the show because we're going to do the show Thursday. But and I think maybe what we'll do is on Wednesday, maybe we'll just redo a show. We'll go back into our archives, and we'll pull out a show and just try to do that show again.
Sounds like fun.
Same questions or something like that, or maybe we'll create a new. Who knows what we'll do? But it'll be a show on Wednesday. So that's just something I wanted to mention. Look for 2 shows next week. I don't know that we're going to get 2 shows every week. I'm pretty certain we're not going to get 2 shows every week. We have been talking about doing a live during the day, so you might see one of those along the way.
Well, I had in one of the news announcements that I was impressed by. And I'm not thinking of the right name. You'd think that I would figure that out, but anyway, now there is an action park for individuals affected by disability, 35 acres, and there's zip lining. It's all kinds of fun things to do there, and it's in Texas. So I'm thinking a road trip might be in order just to check that one out.
So what is it in Texas?
It's Morgan. Well, there's Morgan's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Which is just like a water park.
Yeah, and what we know about that is Carnegie Mellon here in Pittsburgh designed the wheelchairs.
Right.
They're run on air or something.
So they don't. Yeah, right.
On air
but
pressure.
now they're doing adventure park that is more than just a water park. So I think it sounds really cool. Forget how much, $35 million theme park.
Wow.
So sounds fun. So anyway,
where? You know which?
I think it's in Houston, outside of Houston, in Texas. I know it's in Texas.
Cool.
So yeah, so I think that's cool.
Well, that's Brookwood has the indoor water park. Maybe it'd be cool if it were like right next to Brookwood.
Wouldn't that be
go
nice?
To a water park and
it's a lovely area and lots of wonderful people down there. Yeah.
I learned something interesting that I didn't know. Is there was a Grove City swimmer in the Paralympics, and she won 2 gold medals. So Grove City College, which is where my son Nathan is going, he's heard that there was a student there, and so one of the Paralympians is there, and I forgot her name. I'll try to remember it next time, or maybe I can look it up.
We've got a couple birthdays this week. Kathy's saying I don't think we go to Texas right now.
Oh, why not? Come on along.
There you go. Yeah, so I only have 2 birthdays. I know that we said October was a good month for birthdays.
Not so many as you think.
Actually, 3 birthdays.
Her name, by the way, is Michaela Jenkins. And she's like a freshman at Grove City. Mm-hmm. So she'll probably be back.
That's nice. I mean, really, we're close enough to say we know her, and now Nathan's there.
I'm going to go right get her autograph.
There you go. When you go visit Nathan, you should take the camera and get a little interview with him. That's what I
say. TMZ here.
Okay. Well, anyway, we've got 3 birthdays. Mary Jingles' birthday is today. Linda Krulish's birthday is on the 23rd. And then my granddaughter, Avery Blevins, is on the 27th. Happy birthday, everybody. And if I missed anybody, please chime in and tell me. We'll get those birthdays.
Well, I've been so far behind on getting my birthdays onto the show. That's just no good. And today, with the struggles before the show on Facebook, I didn't have any extra time. But I don't know. I'll check it. Anybody else have something that you want to drop in?
Please do. Saturday, October 23rd is Make a Difference Day. I like the name of that day. I think we can all figure a way to make a difference in our own life, in somebody else's life, or it's not hard to make a difference. Just be kind. So I like the name of that day. There's some funny days, but that one is. And October 27th is Black Cat Day. I think that's important because I'd never experienced it, but I hear that black cats get a bad rap and people are mean to black cats around Halloween time. So, love a black cat. That's all I've got.
Well, I want to do a shout out to Ramona Vaughn. Okay. Ramona Vaughn is a good friend of Uniquely the Same. She always is interested in what we're up to. And it's her birthday, October 27th.
Happy birthday, Ramona.
Less than a week from now. So this would be the proper week to wish her happy birthday. I'm sure there's others I'm missing, but that's one I want to get out.
I don't have anybody else other than... Is
that what we got?
I think that's what we've got.
You got anything for the show? So, I'll just sort of circle back a little bit to the library with the live audience. One of the things that we're talking about doing there is increasing the number of people who are working on the show. So more people with more segments that would be coming through the show. What that will allow is, for instance, we would have a producer who's not on camera. Like right now, I'm the producer of the show, so I'm both hosting it and producing it. But this would allow me to step back and do production. The benefit of production would be, for instance, we could run, a number of people have mentioned this, and it's hard for me to describe why we can't do it, but we could run a Zoom call while the show is going on. And then if you wanted to come on, instead of putting you wouldn't have to. We could still put your messages up there just like normal. But if you actually wanted to come on and say something during the show, we could bring your Zoom window up and put that into the show.
We could hear your voice instead of just popping up your.
So, but from a production value, though, that takes too much time. That would be too much technology that I'd be running. I'd be running another computer, and I wouldn't be able to concentrate. Sometimes the way it is, I can't keep up with everything that's going on. You'll say something, and I'll realize I wasn't even listening to what you were saying just now. Hopefully, everyone else heard it. But so that's a cool thing about the library for our viewing audience. Even if you're not going to be there in person, it will bring higher value to you, to everyone who's watching the show. And so, for instance, we could have a contestant, a viewing contestant against a contestant in the room.
I think that's
and we could fun. And we could play a game against one another. Yeah. So just some fun. We'll see where it goes. But we have hopes for that. That's sort of what's refreshing our. We've been doing the show about 3 years now. Mm-hmm. Actually, we've turned into the fourth year. We started the fourth year now, just barely. But we need to refresh it every once in a while, and I think you probably need to refresh it and see something. We're not going to change it dramatically, but we are going to change it, and so we'll have a new intro and all that fun stuff, new pictures, new. And but having that live opportunity, then our hope is that we're going to have something going on at the library that'll be a fun thing to be a part of, and it won't all be show.
Right. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So come along.
I don't know. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see how.
Yeah, we're just gonna next week. You're not gonna notice much. The background will be different. Instead of that, it'll be the library as a background, and so we're just going to try our technology down there, make sure the internet's working and all that kind of stuff, and then every once in a while we'll do the show down there and try some more stuff, try to expand it out and see where it
can be good.
But we think potentially we could have hundreds of people involved in the show, not every week, but many people involved, just sort of coming through, and more that allows us to have more in-person interviews and lots more fun for the show. Plus our segments, instead, like tonight we did the game show. We did a 45 or 50-minute game show. We could do a 10-minute game show, then have an interview, and then do another 10-minute game show. We could really make the whole show go faster and make it more enjoyable. Right. So a lot more content coming. That's our hope anyway.
Rob asked, will Selah be on? And no. Not
down there.
Not down there.
Yeah, who knows? Remember when we had a big event I took Selah to, and there were a whole bunch of people. It was a graduation party, and there were like 100 people there, and she did very well.
Did she? Well, then maybe we could do it.
So who knows? Maybe we could take her down.
Yeah.
We'll see. She's sort of the mascot of the show.
She sure is.
Hard to do completely.
She's our support mechanism down there.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got.
All I've got.
Appreciate you all hanging on. Another hour well spent with you. We enjoyed it, and but we are going to move on now.
Okay. Sad but true.
Wait till next week, though. We have an even better show for you next week. In fact, twice as much show. If the show is not good, twice as much is not a good thing.
Right, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be really twice as much good coming your way next week. So look for us either Wednesday night or Thursday night or both.
Yeah.
Love for you to join us, give us some feedback. We will see you then. Until then, just remember, as we always say, I am uniquely the same. You are uniquely the same. Together, we can change the world.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.